Okay, here we go. Well, it's been a while since I've posted anything, so I guess I'll give you a little update on the old Farmall 806. I have got the thing all cleaned off. I'm surprised it even runs. I power washed it off and sprayed the worst of the oil and grease. You know, the thing had been cleaned up really for over 20 years like that. Pretty much just been in the barn, been running around. But those of you that have watched can remember my last tale of woes was that the power takeoff had quit working, would not engage. So my options were to either A, pull the thing out and rebuild it myself, which yeah, I could do, but I've working full time, just trying to juggle things around. I don't know, that's just a lame excuse. But anyway, to kind of speed my process up, I went and went for another option. One of the other options were, you know, if I didn't pull this and redo it, then it was going to be take the tractor to somebody and let them pull this and rebuild it. Well, you know, shop rate hours, that really eats up into it real quick. So I opted to purchase a remanufactured power takeoff unit, and it should be here in a couple of weeks. And then I got to send this unit back to the outfit I bought the remanufactured one off of, and go from there. So I get to start the fun project of draining the hydraulic oil out of this tractor. I think there's about 15 gallon in it. I'm going to try a little drill pump deal. If I remember right, it's been a long time since I've done this. It's probably been over 20 years since I've had this one done. Lessons I learned from that one was, if your PTO on one of these old tractors will not disengage and it has a brake system on it, just leave it engaged. Because what you'll do if you shut it off like I did umpteen years ago in my younger days, you smoke the brake on the PTO. And then you go from there. And because when we didn't, my dad was doing paying the bills and stuff at that time, but when he had this one rebuilt by a guy, him and that guy opted not to repair the brake. So that PTO shaft set, they coasted. If there was nothing there to hold them solid, they would coast, which I didn't like that. So anyway, enough whining about that. So yeah, I'm gonna try to pull it and rebuild it myself, or take it to a shop, have them redo it. I'm gonna pull this pump out, this PTO out, replace it with a remanufactured one, and send this one here off to be rebuilt, and someone else can have the joys of it. But yeah, took a day, afternoon, evening. Like I said, power washed all the old oil and grease and stuff off this best I can. Poor tractor probably never run again right after washing it off like that, but got it cleaned up. Looks a little better. You know, some of the bird crap off of it. I think one of these years when I get closer to retirement age, I may have this thing, strip this thing down and have it repainted. May put, I think one of you guys call it a chromed emulsifier. I could be wrong on that, I can't remember. But maybe if I ever do get it painted, I may end up putting a chrome stack on it. Of course, by that time I'll probably just drive around and try to look cool or whatever, but for the most part, it's just going to have a tall chunk of automotive exhaust. I think that's a 3-inch piece of pipe. It's probably about 3 foot tall, whatever, and flared out to fit over the pipe on the turbo. I've tried to buy the Stanley mufflers at like a Rural King or something like that, and the biggest inlet pipe is on them is 2 15/16, and it won't quite fit over the tube on the turbo, and tried to manually stretch it with a tool from Harbor Freight, exhaust pipe stretcher. Nah, don't waste your money on that with those Stanley mufflers. They ain't gonna do nothing but break. But anyway, I thought I'd let you have a update, see this thing all cleaned off, and go from there. On that part. Now on my disc mower, I had to have a cylinder rebuild on it that picks the mower assembly up. Again, I sent it to a hydraulic shop, and we've got it rebuilt. Let's go get it from my dad's. But that's just kind of where we're at right now. I'm gonna maybe start this evening and start pumping hydraulic oil out of it, put it in buckets, and go from there. Would you look at that? We're over 6 minutes already of me just whining, jabbering, and carrying on. As always, rate, comment, subscribe. And there again, those of you that have subscribed, thanks, I appreciate it. And y'all take care and stay safe.